In ancient times, there was a monastery nestled in a serene valley, in a land where Buddhism's wisdom bloomed. A severe drought caused the once tranquil pond to wither, leaving the fish to struggle in dwindling puddles. The compassionate monk, inspired by Zhuangzi's lesson, observed as the fish selflessly shared the last droplets of water and sheltered each other beneath lily pads. In our fast-paced modern world, we often yearn for the solidarity of the past, akin to the fish's unity. Back then, people lived in close-knit communities, extending helping hands and sharing burdens. As the world evolved, prosperity and technology brought self-reliance, but also an unforeseen loneliness epidemic. As the Buddha once said, "You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." Just as the fish found solace in unity, we too must strike a balance in our self-reliance. While loneliness plagues our individualistic societies, the freedom to swim solo can be liberating. As Albert Einstein mused, the only source of knowledge is experience. This video elaborates on the fish's story, highlighting the joy in a full lake of unity while embracing the wisdom of self-sufficiency in the modern age. In the ancient philosophy of Taoism, there's a tale of a lone tree standing tall on a windswept mountain. It thrives in solitude, unburdened by the weight of the forest. The tree's branches sway freely, unencumbered by the shadows of others. Much like this tree, a single fish swims in a lake teeming with water, embodying the essence of independence. In our contemporary world, we too have embraced this sense of autonomy, mirroring the fish's journey. Our individualistic society grants us the freedom to chart our own course, like the lone fish searching for sustenance. Socializing is now an option rather than a necessity, allowing us to gracefully drift away from others when we choose. We've noticed that the not needing of close relationships for mere survival has led us to mind our own affairs, just as the lone fish navigates the full lake. This newfound autonomy is made possible by a well-oiled system where technology caters to our every need. With the click of a button, we can order virtually anything, from services like relocation and cleaning to personal care. In Europe, self-scanning checkouts are becoming commonplace, further reducing our reliance on human interaction. Even advanced robots are poised to replace the companionship we once reserved for a spouse. While this scenario may initially sound dystopian, we must explore whether there are hidden advantages to not needing each other. In a world where human-to-human contact is increasingly rare, loneliness does loom as a pressing concern. But beyond the potential drawbacks, we must also consider the benefits of this newfound independence. Imagine we are all fish in a boundless ocean, free to explore its depths, mysteries, and knowledge. The path to adventure is open, inviting us to experience new things. We may choose to embark on this journey with a companion, but our self-sufficiency allows us to explore alone, should we wish. The freedom from constant companionship allows us to spend our time as we please and to wander wherever our desires lead. This freedom and independence within the physical world can be a great pleasure for those who relish solitude. Much like Albert Einstein, he was a true lone fish, finding joy in the space between himself and others. He excelled in solitude while passionately caring about the well-being of those around him. In his words, "My passionate sense of social justice and social responsibility has always contrasted oddly with my pronounced lack of need for direct contact with other human beings and human communities." I am truly a lone traveler and have never belonged to my country, my home, my friends, or even my immediate family with my whole heart. In the face of all these ties, I have never lost a sense of distance and a need for solitude. In a world where dealing with people is optional, we have the privilege of retreating into solitude when desired. While some people may find it unbearable to be alone, the experience of solitude holds its own value, whether it's a choice or a necessity. In terms of interpersonal relationships, the prospect of not needing constant companionship can be a blessing. In earlier times, close-knit communities often led to their own set of challenges, with interpersonal drama and conflicts frequently arising. It seems that wherever people gather, some form of turmoil inevitably follows, be it gossip, bullying, antagonism, or disputes. When dependence on others is a requirement, we often find ourselves entangled in the drama of their lives. In many Western countries and beyond, the institution of marriage is no longer mandatory for survival. Religious authorities have lost their grip, and men and women can successfully sustain themselves without one another. While this development has led to an increase in broken homes and population issues in some regions, it has also made people more selective in their relationships. The absence of necessity in relationships allows individuals to focus on personal growth and self-sufficiency. Commitment to a relationship can be fulfilling, but it carries potential risks. A partner might be controlling, emotionally draining, or simply incompatible. Relationships demand time and effort, which some people choose to allocate elsewhere. The freedom of not needing someone means that we can end a relationship more easily and quickly. It is equally true for friendships. The absence of a necessity for friends allows us to terminate toxic relationships and establish healthy boundaries. In the philosophy of Buddhism, we find a parallel to the idea that not needing others can lead to greater authenticity. Imagine a solitary monk deep in meditation in the heart of a dense forest. His pursuit of enlightenment necessitates his detachment from the external world, yet he remains connected to the universal truths of existence. Similarly, in our society, the quest for authenticity often collides with the pressure to conform. The famous words of Jean-Paul Sartre, "Hell is other people," don't necessarily imply that people are inherently negative, but rather highlight how the gaze and expectations of others can restrict our individuality. The desire for approval often leads us to bend to society's norms. As philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer noted, people generally think too much about the opinion which others form of them. What if we could find a balance where we don't need the constant validation of others for our happiness? Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher, introduced the concept of Overman, which encourages us to break free from societal constraints and create our own authentic values. Not needing people doesn't mean rejecting human connection, but grants us the freedom to choose solitude when desired, just as the monk seeks enlightenment in solitude. It's about finding a harmonious middle ground where we can engage with others but also retreat into the tranquility of solitude when it nurtures our authenticity. In this delicate equilibrium lies the liberation of our true selves. In summary, our journey as lone fish in a vast lake teeming with water mirrors the modern world's growing trend towards individualism and self-sufficiency. While this trend has given us newfound freedoms, it also raises questions about the balance between solitude and companionship. Just as the lone tree on the mountain and the fish in the lake find strength in their independence, we too must navigate the waters of modern society, seeking harmony between self-reliance and meaningful connections. As we continue to embrace the advantages of not needing each other, let us also appreciate the profound impact that solitude can have on our lives.